Designing for multiple platforms and screen resolutions is a major theme in Dreamweaver CS5.5. The page that's open here is part of a site that's been designed using media queries. As you can see in the Related Files toolbar at the top, there are several style sheets attached to the page for phone, tablet and desktop. Let's switch on Live View. This shows the way that the page will look in a desktop. But if I click the little down arrow next to the multi-screen button, it opens a new menu called the Window Sizes menu, which, as you can see, shows various sizes for feature phone, smartphone, tablet, and popular sizes of desktop monitors. Let's click 320 by 480 smartphone. And as you can see, the page is now displayed the way that it would look on a smartphone. Open the menu again and try for tablet, and we have a different layout. It all comes from the same HTML, but the CSS is being optimized for the different size of screen resolution. To see all three versions at the same time, if I click the Multiscreen Preview button, I then see what it looks like in a tablet, what it looks like in a smartphone, and the desktop version. And what's very nice about the Multiscreen Preview panel is that it's navigable, so if I click on the Dining link, it takes me to another page in the same website, and I see the same page in all three windows, what it looks like in a phone, in a desktop. Let's close the Multiscreen Preview panel. Dreamweaver simplifies working with media queries through the creation of a site-wide media queries file. If I go to the Modify menu, open Media Queries, you can see that I've set up this site with a site-wide media queries file called Tozai MQ CSS. And here are my three style sheets which are controlled by media queries. The first one shows only for a maximum width of 400 pixels. The second one anything between 401 pixels and 768 pixels, and the desktop one is anything which is more than 769 pixels. With the Media Queries dialog box in Dreamweaver CS5.5, you can add as many style sheets as you like and control them with media queries, but I think that 3 is probably about the optimum. Right, let's just close that dialog box. Dreamweaver CS5.5 not only supports many CSS3 properties in live view, it makes it easier to apply such features as rounded corners and drop shadows visually. Let's open the CSS Styles panel and change the border radius of this pink box. As you can see, it opens a new panel, and I can change the size visually. As I keep on increasing the size, you can see it's changing in live view. You can also apply a different radius to each corner. It follows slightly after the changes that are made within the panel here. Another significant change in Dreamweaver CS5.5 is the full range of color formats that are now available. If I open the color picker and click the right arrow at the top right of the color picker, go down to color format, open the menu there, you can see that we've got the full range of color formats that are supported by CSS3. RGB, red, green, blue, RGBA, which is red, green, blue with alpha transparency, HSL, which is hue, saturation, lightness, and HSLA with alpha transparency, and then the hexadecimal colors. The CSS Styles panel and code hints list not only those CSS3 properties that are widely supported in the latest browsers, but also ones that are still experimental, so Dreamweaver is ready when you are. If you switch to the category view of the CSS Styles panel, you'll see that down at the bottom we have Mozilla, Microsoft, Opera and WebKit, all of the various vendor-specific properties that the different browser makers are experimenting with. Perhaps less noticeable, but nevertheless very important, is support for advanced CSS3 selectors, such as the nth child pseudo class. As you can see, I've applied the nth child pseudo class to the fourth list item in the navigation menu, giving the fourth item in the navigation menu the correct left margin when the screen is between 401 and 680 pixels wide. A major feature in Dreamweaver CS5.5 is integrated support for jQuery Mobile, a sophisticated JavaScript and CSS framework for mobile websites. Doesn't look very much in design view, but if I switch on live view, it suddenly comes to life. The action in live view is a little bit jerky, but in a real mobile device, it's very smooth, very impressive indeed. But that's not all. Dreamweaver has an integrated version of PhoneGap, an open-source framework that converts HTML, CSS and JavaScript into native apps that run on Android and iOS. Other new features include improved security through support for FTPS, uploading files with FTP over the secure sockets layer, and also the Adobe Widget Browser is now installed automatically with Dreamweaver. There's no need to download and install it separately. Finally, for PHP developers, the good news is that the code hints have been upgraded to PHP 5.3. Although the name Dreamweaver CS5.5 makes it sound like a point release, this is really a very impressive version.